Hi gaming guys, and so I had another request for a circuit specific tune, this time not necessarily a PP specific build, but just a circuit tune in general for the BMW Motorsport E92 M3, and this tune will work pretty much the same for all three versions of this car, the 2010, the 2011 and the paintable secret version. And as you can see, I've opted for the 575 PP level because this is a pretty good car for that level. Now, I've left the racing hard tyres on there. Obviously, if you go to soft, it will be even quicker. As far as suspension, we've lowered the ride height to 55, front and rear. Springs, we've rounded off down a little bit to 17 and 1825. The dampers to 4, anti-roll we've left on 3. We've got neutral camber, neutral toe, as we often do. We'll come back to the gearbox in just a second. I've opted to have all three of the differential settings as low as possible. You can go higher, or, well, you can change anything, obviously, to suit your own needs, but I've just opted for those three because it keeps the handling fairly loose, but not tail happy at the same time. Now, as far as power, I have opted for an oil change and then reduced the power very slightly to get it down to 575, and then I've increased the downforce as high as possible, and we haven't touched the ballast. As far as the gearbox, obviously this is not a top-end tune, so we've gone for an auto setting of 180, then individual gears of 425, 2.9, 2150, 1675, 1350, and 1125 with a final drive of 3.1. So that's it overall for the setup. Now let's of course take it out to a track to see what it can do. Now overall, this is not the kind of vehicle which will beat everything that it comes up against at the 575 PP level, but it is, like some other vehicles, especially in the GT classes, a dependable car. It's a good choice to go for all round. It doesn't have the strongest of top speeds or of acceleration or necessarily even the best handling, but it's very good at a lot of things, and because it's so good at so many, it equals out to being a good all-round contender. So it's a good car to choose on a wide variety of tracks, not necessarily all tracks, but that's fairly obvious. So if you do decide to use this build, then obviously I hope you find it fun and competitive in racing. And if you'd like to keep up with other tunes like this in the future, and also of course request other builds, say track builds in general or PP specific tunes, feel free to do that down below. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.